Ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Director of Glaad, Joan Gary.
Thank you very much. I feel kind of lucky tonight. No, not that kind of lucky. Lucky to be in your company. Lucky that you all made it here. And lucky to have this job, especially now in these times. To have the opportunity to work every day on what's fair and what's just, it just seems like a privilege to me. It's also a privilege to work with Glaad's staff of 35. The staff, as many of you know, is actually Glaad's most valuable asset. And each of them would tell you that the power of volunteerism enables them to be really good at their jobs and to cover an awful lot of ground. And to all the volunteers who work with us all year round, you have our thanks. We are also very grateful to the Uber volunteers of Glaad, our board of directors, led by the amazing Karen McGee and Betsy Ballard. My mother is here tonight. And she and I have the same name. And that results in my mother getting some very interesting direct mail. My goodness, she said, there really are a lot of different gay organizations. How come? Well, and her question kind of made me think about it and made me consider Glaad's role in what makes us unique. And the way I think about it is that civil rights work is a lot like an orchestra, and that each organization plays a different and important role. And that without all those instruments, the message wouldn't get out and change just simply wouldn't happen. Our instrument is the media. By working as hard as we can to hold the media accountable, to include us in their words and images, we use perhaps the most powerful platform we have to amplify our stories. Because we know that when people know us, when they hear our stories, understand the realities of our lives, we get the opportunity to change their hearts and change their minds. Glaad's landmark success in 2002 was about ensuring that the media tell our stories. It was also about playing our instrument in the orchestra. Thanks to Glaad, the New York Times and over 200 newspapers nationwide now include gay and lesbian couples on their wedding pages. And as our good friends at Lambda Legal Defense fight the good fight in the New Jersey Supreme Court to win marriage rights for all of us, I know that Glaad is playing its part. Because what paper do you think those Supreme Court justices read on Sunday mornings? The work we do is powerful and it's visible. Like our recent work around MSNBC's decision to reward shock jock Michael Savage with a national TV show. Now, Michael Savage has a history of saying pretty ugly things. He's called gay people slimy, filthy perverts. He's referred to advocacy organizations like Glaad as sewer groups. Trust me, that's just for starters. And that is what MSNBC or NBC News 24/7 has decided to bring into living rooms across the country. At Glaad, we believed that this was a story that needed to be told. Told in the Washington Post, in PR Week, in Ad Age, where we at Glaad pitched those stories to contacts who respect us at outlets of maximum leverage. Told using powerful capabilities of our new website to mobilize our community. Want to hear Mike Savage? Visit our website, listen for yourselves. Told to MSNBC advertisers who were shocked to learn what they were buying, and one by one, they've walked away. And told to viewers, so they could make an informed decision about the media they consume. And if you think that words don't have an impact, I ask you to consider the stacks of emails we've received in the last 30 days from fans of Mike Savage. Here's just one, and I quote, "I don't give a shit if you think you deserve equal rights like the rest of normal people. You're freaks who need to be happy we're not piling your bodies up by the hundreds," end quote. And this is why our work is important, because we get emails like that. Because Rosie's friends, the Lofton Croteau family's kids, are not legally connected to their kids, to their dads. Because I am not legally married to my partner of 22 years, because there's no national job protection for LGBT people, and because the word faggot still stands as one of the most commonly used epithets on every playground in America. That's why. And I'm standing here now because I believe that one person, one story at a time, we have the power to make it better. Eileen and I have 3 kids, and our son, Ben, he's 8. He's home in comfier clothes than you are in now. Ben has this really new fascination. He is fascinated with biographies. He's struck by the fact that books are written about real people who do important things. I'm with Ben. There are many people like that here tonight. Real people who do important things. Real people who have been touched by Glaad and in return have touched us. I'd like you to know just a few of them. Table 31 over there. David Maui, Michael Monson, Roland Harkuo, Tamara Charm from the firm of McKinsey & Company. Touched by Glaad at this event last year, their donation in excess of $1.5 million in time and expertise Their gift enabled Glaad to develop a strategic plan most nonprofits would dream of. Table 123, Alicia Salzer and Leslie Miller, the first lesbian couple to appear on the New York Times wedding pages. Table 25, Sarah Opatut, 13-year-old student. Okay, my daughter. Used a school production of the Laramie Project. Thank you, Moises Kaufman, table 10. Used that production to successfully champion for the launch of a gay-straight alliance at her school. She put the decision over the top by claiming to the student council, "Hey, I've got connections." Table 101, Ezra Tuwalo. Bravely told his story and came out as a professional football player. Touched by Glaad as we coached him in the face of a media onslaught, He touched us all with his story. I could point to every table in which a nominee or an honoree sits, because tonight, each of those tables is filled with, as Ben would say, real people who do important things. And if he's writing that book, he's saying that your work helped to validate him and his family, that your work has helped to broaden understanding of the diversity of the world around us. And this, my friends, is what brings us here tonight, to celebrate these nominees and these honorees and to thank them for their responsibility and their commitment. To turn to Diane Sawyer and say, thank you for telling our stories. To turn to Rosie O'Donnell to say, thank you for telling yours. As we see the world become increasingly more intolerant, it makes me really sad. It scares me. But it fills me with even greater resolve about the work we do. Because while we all pray for peace around the world, and I know we do, we must also insist on justice here in our own backyard. At Glaad, we're in the justice business, and we are so very fortunate to have each of you as instruments in our orchestra and as partners in our work. Thank you all very, very much.